Welcome, one and all, to the Knights of Lucky podcast, episode 5, I think. I don't know. I'll have to check. Where I talk about stuff. So, I wanted to, I just want to be frank. I'm going to just be upfront at this point. This episode of the podcast is going to contain, wait for it, major WandaVision spoilers. So basically spoilers for the series finale of WandaVision. If you have not seen it, just leave. No, I'll put like a timestamp or something and whatnot to skip ahead when I'm done. So, you know, you all don't get spoiled and whatnot, because I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it. So, yeah. So, spoiler alert. I want to make this very clear. If you have not seen the ending of WandaVision, please skip ahead to the provided point and whatnot. So, okay. Are we good now? Have we all seen, or at least are we, you know, that's crummy. Anywho, but no, seriously, go ahead, and skip ahead to the point, or just, you know, if you don't care about spoilers, then hey, you can listen, but, yeah, let's get into it. So, WandaVision, man, it was a heck of a season finale. By the way, my stomach is probably going to grumble quite a bit, so just, like, forgive me for that. You know, just ignore it. It's annoying. But we'll get through it. But no, getting back to it, let's break down WandaVision. So, without further ado, we're getting into spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, skip ahead to the point or leave. Peace. Okay, getting into spoilers now. So, the series finale, you know, the finale was pretty good. It was really, really good. It was emotional, it was action-packed, it was intense and fun. And this is kind of like an explanation / talk about it. You know, like if you're having any questions, I'll fill them in for you. So, one of the things that I have been kind of saying is that, like, this is going to be kind of a pretty apocalyptic ending. And I was right. I was like, this probably isn't going to exactly end very well. You know, like, it may have, like, a bit of, like, a sweet resolution, but, like, in the end, it's going to be a pretty apocalyptic style ending. Because it appears this entire... Did I say... I don't know if you could hear that, but some stupid sound my computer made popped up, because it's being annoying. Sorry, I'm drinking. I'm drinking my orange... like flavored water stuff. Anywho. No, it's like, this is going to end pretty badly. Like, this is not going to end very well. Like, it is going to be a heck of a show. It is going to be miserable. It's going to be awful. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be sad, apocalyptic, and we're all going to, like, you know, die. No, not really. But we're all going to have a really, really bad day. Oh, boy. Isn't this fun? Aren't we having fun? Yeah? Oh, boy. Hold on, I gotta do something. Ask your questions. Leave them below. Thank you. Sorry, I had to record this. Ask your questions. Leave them below. Thank you. Ask your questions. Sorry, I had to. I have to, since I'm recording this, like, the podcast, like, I want to have questions to answer. I felt like I was, usually I only record, like, during the weekend, but I was like, I felt in the mood for recording out there. So. Okay, but, like, no, I was like, yeah, this is not going to end well. None of this is going to end well, you know? Like, this is going to end on a very not great point, you know? Like, so, that's the thing, is this ended in a really, really bad way. Because, essentially, one of the things that I loved about this series was how it kind of, like, finally answered, like, how powerful Wanda is. Because, like, you know, questions. Crap, I said that out loud. I'm, like, writing the stuff. Okay. Okay, that's being uploaded. Okay. But no, it finally answered, like, how powerful she is, because that was always something, you know, people wondered, because, you know, like, famously throughout the MCU, like, we haven't really had, no one has ever had, like, any extended time, you know, focusing on, you know, Wanda's powers and power level. Like, we have never had any, like, any real, you know, info on that. So, yeah. And they kind of pointed, I'm sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained today. I haven't had coffee. And it's like, I just woke up like an hour ago. It's like 3 p.m. Anywho, no, that's the thing, is this isn't exactly, you know, the best thing, because it's basically been confirmed that Wanda is probably one of the most powerful people in the universe. Like, she is the Scarlet Witch. Because apparently, it seems from what Agatha Harkness said, like, Scarlet Witch was sort of like this mythical, almost goddess-like being that can spontaneously create life and whatnot. You know, just, it can just spontaneously create life and fix things and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And, like, they've even hinted that she is a Nexus being, which is, like, a being that can, you know, is sort of like, can, you know, open up the multiverse and bring people from other universes and send people and stuff. So she's kind of like, literally like the doorway into the multiverse. And this does lead into madness in the multiverse. We'll talk about that in a bit. But, yeah, it shows that she is unbelievably powerful and whatnot. And that she says, like, to Agatha, like, I don't use magic. I don't anything like do spells, stuff like that. But, like, later it shows, like, that, like, she probably, because it seemed like she doesn't do any of that stuff. I don't know when she did this, whether whether she did this originally when she made Westview or while they were battling or who knows what. But it shows that now she, at the very least, knows who she is and knows how to use her powers and whatnot. Like, I think she was like to Agatha, like, I don't need you to show me how to use my powers and tell me who I am. I know who I am. You know, she knows she is the Scarlet Witch now. And that's not good. Because, like, I was like, this leads into the kind of, like, bad sort of apocalyptic ending, is that one of the things that I did like was her kind of character arc was, like, her originally starting out as, I don't care, I'm doing what I want, I don't care about all these other innocent people, you know, I'm holding hostage, like, you know, mind controlling them. It's like, man, this is dark. This is so dark. Like, good Lord. It was so, like, it's so depressing and miserable and stupid fudging chair. Anywho, no, it's like, it was not great. It was a pretty sad ending. It was a bittersweet ending that was really bittersweet. Then it was like, oh yeah, you even feeling a little bit happy and like optimistic? No. Kevin Feige shows up and throws, you know, like, hey, I know the past year and this year so far have been pretty horrible. Even though this is a fictional universe, how about I scare you some more? He's like, here's this apocalyptic situation you guys are going to have in the MCU now. You're welcome! He's amazing. But no, her arc was like, she went from like denying all this to accepting it and letting all these people go free and whatnot, and which I liked. So it kind of showed that even despite all of, you know, her being kind of crazy at this point, like she is, you know, she is like almost like, it seemed like at the end of this episode, like she went drunk with power, like she went crazy with power. And we'll talk about that in the end, because there's a major, major post-credit scene that fucking was absolutely terrifying when you think about the ramifications of it, but I'll get into that in a bit. That's the apocalyptic ending. But, you know, I like that arc of that, but, like, I knew, like, even though, like, she let all those people go free, it's like, she's still gonna be, you know, she's she's not gonna be able to, because I was like, yeah, she might, you know, realize, like, hey, I shouldn't hold people against their will and make Westview and do all this type of stuff. I won't do that. But I knew, like, she just would never stop trying to get her kids or her husband back. We'll get into Vision in a second, too, because that's a big deal. You know, so, yeah, I knew, like, if somehow, some way, her kids or Vision called for help, she would immediately answer. She wouldn't just stop. I knew, like, she would never do that. She just would not be able to handle the loss, because it really is sad, because, like, you know, Cap isn't here, you know, her brother isn't here, you know, she doesn't know Vision is gone, or at least, well, it's a long story, we'll get into that. She doesn't really know Vision is kind of alive. And Hawkeye's gone. It's like there's no one there to kind of like guide her and be like, here, I'll help you grieve, I'll help you mourn, I'm here for you. No one is there for her. So she's literally all by herself, and she can just do whatever she wants. She doesn't have that like moral guide and whatnot. But, you know, that's the thing, is like I knew like if she would, you know, if her family would ask for her, she would immediately just fall right back into that situation of keeping them alive or trying to get them back. I knew it, you know. And it seems like, you know, we'll get into her kids and whatnot. You know, talk about the whole kids situation here, because it's a really kind of weird situation, because ever since the show started, people always kind of wondered, like, are they real? Like, are they, you know, alive? Like, and it seems like, kind of, you know, that they fade away like Vision did, you know, the Hex Vision inside the Hex, where they kind of like fall apart and whatnot. It seems like there's, like, it really does seem like their souls are real. Like, their personality, their souls, they are genuinely real. Like, they are alive, you know, they have a soul. So it really does seem like, even though they may not be alive, their souls definitely are, and whatnot. And that kind of leads into the one thing is, I'll talk about the post-credit scenes later, but it seems like they might be setting up, or at least opening the possibility for the Hell Dimension and Mephisto, because, like, I think, like, famously in the comics, their souls got trapped. Like, Mephisto, like, made Wanda's children, and their souls got trapped in hell and whatnot. Mephisto is basically the devil of the Marvel Universe, if you didn't know. And it seems like with all the references and kind of stuff that was going on, it really did seem like, yeah, they were kind of setting that possibility up. You know, and whatnot. So, yeah, I think her kids are sort of, I think their souls are real and whatnot. I think they are real. They're, you know, alive in some form, probably in the Hell Dimension. So I think they are real, you know, like, they really do have a soul, a life, a personality, but, like, they aren't, like, they don't have, like, a physical body, you know, and whatnot. And we'll get into kind of the whole Quicksilver situation, is because we finally figured out who Quicksilver really is. He is literally just some dude. It's just some dude who looks exactly like Evan Peters. So, you know, it's finally confirmed that, like, yeah, this has no connection to, you know, it's literally just, like, Marvel trolling and whatnot. Like, hey, you know, let's just cast this other guy who played Quicksilver. It's not actually him from the X-Men films, but, like, you know. So it's literally just this dude. He's just some random dude who lives in Westview. You know, so, yeah, he's just fake Pietro. He really was never Pietro. So that's confirmed that. We figured that out. Then, you know, let's get into, can we also point out the fact that Hayward tried to shoot 2 kids? That guy is nuts. He is pure evil. That guy is just awful. He literally tried to shoot Speed and Wiccan. Thankfully, Monica Rambeau was there to kind of, you know, bravely take some of the bullets, but also, you know, Wiccan was like, hey, I got this force field power. I'm good. Chill. Thanks, though. But, yeah, like, he literally tried to kill 2 kids, dude. That's so messed up. He's nuts. Darcy, though, she got a heck of a... That was hilarious when she, like, crashed the truck into him. That was great. But, yeah. Also, Jimmy Woo is, like, you know... Jimmy Woo. I really want to see a Jimmy Woo series, you know? somebody made a really good pitch like for a show. It was like, what if we just get like an X-Files show with like Darcy and Jimmy Woo going around the world solving like all these X-File-esque mysteries and stuff. And I was like, that is a incredible idea. Like, that was fantastic. And now it seems like Jimmy Woo is kind of like head honcho with S.W.O.R.D. and the FBI and stuff. You know? So it seems like, yeah, he is kind of moving up and whatnot. And I'm not going to be surprised at all if we see him again in the future. It seems like they're kind of setting him up, because he was honestly like, I'll just say it, he was my favorite character of this show. I loved him. Dude, he was incredible. When he did the card trick that Scott taught him after he learned, dude, that was amazing. You could not make that stuff up. That's the best character arc of anything. It was incredible. But, dude, he was my favorite character. He was so good. But let's get into Vision now. White Vision. Because basically there are two Visions. There's the Hex Vision, who's in the Hex. And there's also White Vision. Now, White Vision, I'm not too familiar with him. But he is a character from the comics where essentially, like, I guess, like, Vision got kidnapped by a bunch of people. Like a bunch of supervillains, and they brainwashed him and wiped his memories. So he has no memories, and he's being brainwashed into being this cold, emotionless robot with no soul, no nothing. Like, he does not care. And, you know, Vision fights and kicks his butt. But, you know, I like that Vision was like, he kind of outsmarted him. He was like, I can't remember. They were talking about some, like, something Theseus. Like wooden planks, rotting planks. I don't know. Basically, essentially what he had said was like, you've been tasked here to kill Vision and whatnot, but technically you are Vision and whatnot. We're both Vision. Like, essentially what he was saying was like, I can't remember, I don't know what the tale is, something Tale of Theseus. But it seemed like what he was getting at was like, White Vision was like the house and whatnot, like a physical being, the physical body, the house and whatnot, while Hex Vision was the soul, the people inside the house, the living being. And that if they both came together and whatnot, they would both be Vision. So Hex Vision, basically, he implanted Vision's, the real Vision's, Hex Vision's memories into White Vision. And like White Vision said, I am now Vision. So Vision is basically back. The real Vision is now alive and out there in the world as White Vision. He's got all his memories back, and he's got his body back. So Vision is alive. We don't know where he is, but presumably he went off into the world to think. So I don't think Wanda knows that White Vision is still alive. I don't know if she knows that he is currently alive and he's living. We don't know that. But, it's, like people predicted, Hex Vision is basically going to join with White Vision, and Vision's finally going to be back. And it turned out to be true. So Vision is back, he's alive, but he's off. Quiet, Fridge. I did not ask you to speak. That's annoying. I'll turn that off. I guess it's not as squeaky as my chair, though, but still. But, it was kind of shown that, Vision is now alive and he's currently off doing whatever. I don't know when we're going to see him next, but I would assume, if I had to say, it would probably be Madness in the Multiverse. Like, at the very least, we will get a kind of reference to that. But basically, let's talk about the ending of the show and then the 2 post-credit scenes. And we'll move on to another subject. So, it's not necessarily great because, like I said, the post-credit scene is apocalyptic. I'll get into that in a sec. But the ending was very emotional. Eventually, what happens is she destroys the Hex. Her kids and Vision, the Hex Vision, both fade away and kind of, sort of die, if that makes sense. And she lets everybody in Westview go free and, destroys the Hex, and she moves on and whatnot. So it was a very emotional ending and whatnot. And I think it was Vision who had said, like, we'll see each other again, I promise, and whatnot. And she basically told Vision finally the truth and, apologized for everything. And, so they kind of had a resolution, and it was really emotional. It was a great ending, It ended on a sort of bittersweet point, but, overall it was a great ending. Water. That's my pen. Why does my pen look like this? You ever have like a really weird looking pen? No? Okay. I guess that's a no. But, so it ends basically with Wanda, moving on and kind of whatnot. So, then let's talk about the first post-credit scene, which is basically, it shows Monica Rambeau has basically become sort of Photon now, it seems like. Because I think she was Photon in the comics or something. It appears she is moving on to greater things because with the first post-credit scene, essentially she gets taken, to a secure place, and a scroll shows up and is like, we got someone that wants to meet you and whatnot. And I think she's something like where, and the scroll points up, and it seems like they're referencing she's gonna go meet Nick Fury now, because basically where Nick Fury was last we saw him, he was in space on a Skrull ship headed to where I don't know where it was, but somewhere in space. And it seems like he's now probably going to recruit her, I would assume, because she was working with Sword and whatnot, but also, like, she's a new hero and she has all these powers. So he needs to recruit new heroes. And it's already been confirmed she is going to pop up in... what was it? I think it was Captain Marvel 2. Yeah, Captain Marvel 2. She's been confirmed to pop up in that. So she's going to go help out with Nick Fury in space, and she'll pop up in Captain Marvel 2. Now that she is literally a superhero and has superpowers, she's going to become probably a pretty big figure with the Avengers in numerous years. So, in future years. So, moving on to the very last post-credit scene that is not good. Not like bad quality, like we're in a deep situation. Because, like, Wanda now knows that first of all, she is Scarlet Witch. You know, she is this mythical goddess-like being. You know, she is this mythical, powerful, godlike being that can control stuff and create life. She's a nexus being. Like, she is high-level stuff. Like, she is now one of the most powerful beings in the universe. That's the thing, is that they pointed out something really, really horrifying, is that Agatha Harkness specifically says that right now, Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, is more powerful than Doctor Strange. You're even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. That is really bad. Like, that is not good. Because Doctor Strange is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. And he specializes in magic and stuff. And, man, if it seems like the way they ended this, she is on the road to being the villain of Madness in the Multiverse and a villain in future years. Because at the end of this, she has finally become Scarlet Witch. She's like, I know who I am. I don't need you to help me. You know, she's got the new costume on, which, by the way, looks awesome. The new costume looks fantastic. It looks so good. You know, it really does look like the perfect modern update to the classic, you know, costume she had in the comics. Looks incredible. It's fantastic. So she's now fully become Scarlet Witch. And the ending was just like they said. It led into Madness in the Multiverse, straight up. You know, it led straight up into Madness in the Multiverse for a few reasons. Because it's been confirmed that the ending of this show was going to lead straight into it, and this post-credit scene does confirm that. And a couple other things throughout the show, like I said, the mentioning Sorcerer Supreme, like we get a name drop. By the way, it seems like Paul Bettany really was trolling when he said there was, you know, like this gonna be this cameo and whatnot at the end of the show, which was a bit disappointing that there really wasn't one. I mean, we got to see, you know, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, as fake Quicksilver for a bit. We saw White Vision, but a lot of people are probably going to be... you know, that's literally the only criticism I had of this episode was apparently there was supposed to be this cameo. I wasn't one of the people that was, like, expecting, like, you know, Magneto to show up or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. None of that crazy stuff. I was like, at the very least, I thought, like, we'd get, like, a appearance of Doctor Strange, at least. I mean, or something, you know? But apparently Paul Bettany was just trolling. He really was like, yeah, basically the person I've always wanted to work with myself is myself. That's hilarious, though. But some people are going to be a bit disappointed. But back to the whole post-credit scene is that this does lead into Madness in the Multiverse. And now Wanda has fully become the Scarlet Witch. She knows how powerful she is. Because that's the thing, I was like I said, like, this leads into a very apocalyptic ending. Because I was like, even though she kind of, like, acknowledged what she was doing was bad, like, she was, I still knew, like, if her family ever asked or cried out for help, and whatnot, I knew for a fact, like, she is 100% immediately going to fall back into that mindset, and she's going to start helping him again. And that was true. In the post-credit scene, it's basically we see Wanda out off into the, you know, wild, some very remote place in the wilderness, in the mountains, in the forest, in this sort of log cabin. And we see her just sitting in her pajamas, sitting on her front porch, just sipping probably tea, presumably with a little honey. Yes, that is a reference. If anybody gets that reference, you're amazing. And we're like, oh, this is chill. But then we see her walk into her house and whatnot and just, you know, walk around. And then the music starts turning a bit more sinister. And it's then it shows that Oh boy. It shows, and funny enough, the music, from what I've heard, I think people have said that that is a piece of music from 2016's Doctor Strange film. And I can't remember from what, but yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I remember hearing that in that film, which is, like I said, that's referencing, and literally, this entire scene leads straight into Madness in the Multiverse. That directly references, like, yeah, Doctor Strange stuff, just based on the fact of music. But also the horrifying realization that that version of Wanda is, that's just Wanda's physical body. Because it shows that Wanda is now floating and in her astral form, which is a move Doctor Strange and many other sorcerer magical beings use. Doctor Strange famously in his film was like, while he let his body sleep, his astral form was like reading and, learning stuff from books and whatnot. And we find out that Wanda is now in her astral form, studying and reading the Darkhold, learning up on her more and more magic so she can become more and more powerful. And the Darkhold, I'll look it up. It's like this weird, like, book from the comics. It's like this, I don't know, like this demon book or something. I don't know. I'll look it up. Okay, okay. So, essentially it is this, pretty dangerous magic book that essentially is really, really old. Seems like it was created by like a bunch of old gods, and people used it with like evil chaos magic. And essentially, it's this really evil book that people should not read because it has very, very important magical powers to it. So, yeah, not good. Because it seems like now it's mainly just going to be used by Wanda. So she's going to keep learning and learning and learning and being more powerful and whatnot. She's clearly reading up on all of it and studying and learning more and more. And she's already powerful enough, but reading that book, it's going to make her even more powerful, because that is literally like, it's literally like the most dangerous book on the entire planet. So it is very bad. And then we hear, somehow, some way, we hear Wiccan, one of her kids, crying out for help and whatnot. And we hear Wanda, we see her like react to it, and then, right before it fades, to black and whatnot, she uses her like magical red powers and whatnot. It's like, wham! And, she uses her red wiggly woos, as fake Quicksilver said. So it, like I said, this is an apocalyptic ending, because it really is showing, like, she now, like I said, and I was like, she is not going to stop. Like, she's going to fall right back into that situation if her if her kids ask for help, because it seems like she is reading and trying to figure out a way to bring her kids back somehow. Because it seems like from what it, showed, it was like the kids are trapped somewhere. We don't know where, but somewhere. Most likely in the hell dimension. Probably Mephisto. So this shows that, she is still looking for them and whatnot. And she is still that unstable, villain. Like, it really is, they've really showed that, like, yeah, she is going to be a straight up villain in future films. Which is why I think probably she's going to be the villain of Madness in the Multiverse, if not one of the villains. And that's the thing, is like Doctor Strange is in for some stuff. Because Agatha directly said, like, yeah, you're more powerful than Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. Like, she is really, really powerful. I don't think people really realize, like, how bad this is. When you have someone that powerful, that is that unstable mentally, nothing good is going to happen. Like, things are going to get really bad. And I assume that probably a prediction, if I could say, is that probably what I would say is that Wanda essentially is so powerful at this point, and she has learned all of these powerful, powers and whatnot, that, and also the fact that she's a Nexus being she can open up parallel universes and bring people in and send them out. Like, my prediction is that Wanda becomes so powerful in Madness in the Multiverse and whatnot, using the Darkhold, that she literally splits reality into pieces and whatnot, and breaks open the multiverse, where the multiverse starts flooding out and screwing up and going crazy and whatnot. So not great. Like, it seems like she's gonna mess up reality really, really, really bad. And Doctor Strange is gonna need all the help he can get. So, yeah, Doctor Strange, Madness in the Multiverse, it's going to be really bad. Like, because it seems like they're probably setting up House of M. Because Elizabeth Olsen has said, like, multiple times, like, I really would love to do House of M at some point. Which is, like, where, like, she realizes, like, her kids are, not real and whatnot. And essentially whatnot, and she gets so angry and so mad, she literally says, like, no more mutants, and kills every mutant in the Marvel Universe. So it seems like they're probably going to be adapting that storyline at some point, so they might be adapting a form of it in Madness of the Multiverse, which I think would be really interesting. Because it's famously one of Marvel's most iconic and best storylines. So it seems like they are probably setting that up. And maybe mutants as well somehow. Like people said, like, maybe like the Hex, because it was radioactive, it had gamma radiation, and gave Monica Rambeau her powers. It's possible that somehow, some way, she gave other people powers. That, maybe in Madness in the Multiverse, she does some weird magic and it causes more gamma radiation to release across the multiverse and across the world, and that's kind of how things go down. So this, yeah, it seems like they are making her up to be the villain, if not one of the villains of Madness in the Multiverse. They're probably, setting up House of M, that storyline, and that this is a very, very apocalyptic, like, multiverse level threat now. And even Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, is not as powerful as her. So this ended on a really, really apocalyptic note. And she is going to try and get her family back and whatnot, whatever means possible. And if anybody ever tries to get in her way, I don't imagine good stuff is going to happen. So, not great. Not great at all, so yikes. It's not great. You know, it's probably going to end up pretty badly. So, yeah, not good. Very not good. Anywho. So, getting off into, essentially, some other stuff. Let's move into another quick topic. Basically, people have been wondering if, like, Daisy Ridley is going to play Spider-Woman. Because, like, that has been rumored to be, like a film, that, like, Sony might make and adapt and whatnot. Like she said, like, essentially, like, apparently people thought she was going to play her. Then she was like, wait, what? And whatnot. And now she's kind of commented, like, there are a bunch of other people that can do it, but, perhaps she can will it into existence, was her quote. So I would like to see that. She's a great actress. I think she could pull it off. Spider-Woman is kind of a character that we really haven't seen a whole lot of in any form. So she could possibly pop up in, like, maybe Spider-Verse 2, possibly. But yeah. So, yeah. So that ought to be interesting. I would totally be up for it. She's a good actress, and yeah, be cool. So, yeah, let's see, what else? I don't know what else to talk about. I guess I'll just talk about K-dramas. We'll just talk about that. So, I love Korean dramas. Honestly, I really do. Like the past, couple weeks, I've been just binging them like crazy. It was really nice because, like, a couple days ago, I had a really nice night where, like, I made some amazing chicken Alfredo. Basically, by the way, if anybody was wondering the recipe, somebody asked, it was like basically like cook just like chicken in a crock pot. Like chicken in a crock pot. Chicken breast in a crock pot for I don't know how many hours, whatever it is to safely cook it, however many, but just basically cook chicken breast in a crock pot, get some thin spaghetti pasta, get some like Alfredo sauce, then essentially get a little bit of cracked black pepper, put some of that in, and also a dash of garlic powder. Put everything together, mix it up, bada bing boom pow, and you got yourself some great chicken Alfredo. Which was actually, and use, sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on there too if you want. That's optional though, but Yeah, I made it a couple days ago, and I think it's probably actually the best thing I've ever cooked. It was unbelievably good. This isn't me trying to show off. Like, it was so good. Like, crazy good. But, yeah, I made chicken Alfredo. It was fantastic. I sat down on the couch with my brother and my dog. We watched my favorite K-drama, Something in the Rain, which is fantastic. And, dude, we were just howling. We were laughing our asses off. It was seriously some of the most fun I've ever had. Like, it was hilarious. We were just dying. And then I had a great workout, worked out, had a great workout, and went to bed, got some good rest. So it was a good day. But, dude, you get addicted to K-dramas. They are unbelievably good. You know, like, they are so good. So good. They're incredible. They really are incredible. I cannot recommend them enough. They're really addicting. Like, people really like them, especially here, like in the United States, here in America. You know, a lot of people apparently really like them and whatnot, me being one of them. I didn't know it was, like, that big, you know, outside of Korea and whatnot. But a lot of people really like them and whatnot, and it's not hard to see why, because, you know, they have good characters. Some of them have actually genuinely good acting. Like, It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Honestly, it was a show that came out last year. It was fantastic. If you have not seen it, I cannot recommend it enough. It's a Netflix exclusive show, and good Lord, it is so good. The acting is unbelievable in that show. The score is incredible. The writing is great. The humor is hilarious. Good character arcs. It's emotional. And dude, the cinematography is some of the best I've ever seen in anything. It is other level good. It's such a good show. You have to watch it. But they're just really good shows. I mean, you get really addicted to them. Like, I mean, really into it. It's a rabbit's hole you do not come back from. But, yeah, I watched them, a bunch of them, you know, last year and year before that. So, ever since then, I've been addicted to them. So, lately, I've just been binge watching just tons of Korean K-dramas and whatnot. So, they're fantastic. If you have not seen any of them, you have got to at least try, because they genuinely are good. You will get addicted to those shows fast. But yeah, they're great. Honestly, I cannot recommend K-dramas enough. They're so good. A couple recommendations, I'd say. I'd say Something in the Rain. It's Okay Not to Be Okay. I can't. What was this one? It was something King. It was that one where this like king went through like some portal, and like, dude, it was crazy, but it was hilarious. It's like some king like went through a portal and whatnot. It was like sup, and got like the crap beaten out of him. It was so funny. Familiar Wife is very good. Romance is a bonus book, also great. Crash Landing on You, fantastic. You know, The King, Eternal Monarch, that's the one. That's really good too. So, yeah, go check those out. They're fantastic. They're great shows. I am going to literally just watch a bunch of K-drama stuff after this. That's can't. Criminy. Anywho, so yeah, it's good. So, by the way, I'm gonna have to adjust my schedule, I think, because it's a long story, but I'm gonna have to change things up. It'll be the same amount of content, just on different days. Nothing is changing content-wise. It'll come out on different days. But now let's get into a couple questions, if I have any. do. Boo, boo. Wah. Okay, why is my voice so fine? It is not fine. It is the very opposite of fine. It sounds like I, choked on a bag of sand. Oh, boy. It's literally it's like sandpaper. Like, my throat is made out of sand. I sound like a young Clint Eastwood, go ahead, make my day. What was I supposed to yell? Trick or treat at him? Little late for Christmas shopping, ain't it? Dude, he is hilarious. He's the funniest guy. Good grief. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Not too shabby, as they say. Okay, let's see. You think he can make something for, anger issues? Yeah, sure, I can make an audio like that. Dealing with your anger can be, rough, but just try and stay calm as you can, as best as you can. Try and stay as happy as you can. Talk to family, friends, therapist if you need them, Try and work stuff out like that positively. But like I said, I'm not a licensed therapist, so that's a bit of that's above my pay grade. So go seek out a licensed therapist for that. But yeah, I can do an audio. What is my love language? What does that mean? Hold on. Let me read this. I don't know what that is. What is love language? I don't know. I don't love. I'm not dating anyone, so I don't know. I guess just be funny, kind, nice, caring. I guess that's about it, I guess. I'm not really an expert in that regard. Am I doing another Yandere one? Yes, of course I will. It's an iconic series and character type, so I shall. Oh, people... I guess I should have wrote down, no, what do you need advice on? Everybody's giving me advice. I'm like, wait a minute. This isn't right. No, that's my fault, though. If I could choose one superpower. One super... Oh, boy. That's tough. Wow. That is tough. Dude, what would I pick? Super strength. That's me. Well, for me, it's a tie between super strength and flying. Yeah, I'd go super strength. I'd just do that. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be the most practical thing in the world, considering, if I did have it, I'd have to, hold back. So, every time I shake someone's hand, I don't, turn it into a thing of mush, But I'd say super strength. So, yeah, I'd say super strength. If not that, flying. What's my zodiac sign? I'm an Aries, I think. Is that the Ram? I think it's the Ram. I don't know. I don't read that a whole lot of that stuff. It is interesting stuff, though. Do I have a pet? Yes, a dog named Charlie. Do I have siblings? Unfortunately. No, I'm joking. I have a younger sister and brother. If I had one wish, what would it be? Honestly, I don't know. Personally, if I had one wish, I would love to be... Obviously, I'm not going to drink till I'm, 21. I'm 20, but honestly, like, I'd actually wish to just, like, I really want to drink. I just want to try it. Just like chilling, on the couch, just watching some TV, sipping on a cold beer. I would love to do that, but because of my health problems, if I would ever drink alcohol, if it wouldn't put me in the hospital, it would probably outright kill me. Literally, it seriously would. You do not want to drink alcohol with pancreatitis. That stuff will kill you dead. But honestly, I kind of wish I could drink alcohol. But really, honestly, what I would want if I had one wish, is just a simple life. Have a wife, family, have a nice job, house, just live a nice, peaceful life. Honestly, that would be my guess. But if I'm being dead honest, yeah, it would be alcohol. I just want to try it. That's the thing, is like, because, like my health issues, I'm not like normal people. So I miss out on opportunities. But, if I could have one, it would honestly probably be that. I don't know why, I think it would be interesting, So. I want to say thank you for making your audios. You're very welcome. I'm doing chill. If I became a millionaire, what would I do? I don't know. I'd probably donate most, if not all of it, to charity. I don't need money. I'm fine. So I'd say donate it to charity. Give it to people who need it more. What am I going to do with it? Buy Funko Pops? Probably. Yeah, I'd say donate it to charity. But if I could use it to buy something I would want to buy a life-size, realistic Daredevil suit. The suit he got at the second red suit he got in Season 2, he wore in Defenders, and we saw in a bit in Season 3. I want that suit. A life-size version for me. I'd say, that's what I'd say. But no, I'd just give it to charity. I'll be fine. It's my favorite Pokemon. I don't know, actually. Oh, Eevee. Yeah, Eevee. I'm not a big Pokemon guy. So, what's my favorite food? Pasta. I really like pasta. Any pasta is the best. So, what's my favorite ASMR I ever filmed? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I can't really say, honestly. Like, I like all of them, That's my stomach. Yeah, I don't know, really. I guess if I had to say, like, one of my favorites I made was the original Tsundere one. That was fun. I liked doing the, fourth wall breaking version of me. That was funny. But, yeah. But, yeah. Excuse me. That's the podcast. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm tired. coffee. I need coffee. Where's my coffee? Huh? I need to do like a New York or like Boston accent video. Where I'm like, you New York cab driver, like, come on. Jimmy, I told you. Go take Tommy's pickup truck. Go down to Joe's. I want you to give me a cup of coffee. Give me a burger. And, a soda. A nice, a soda. A root beer. Now go. Why am I taking so long, eh? Huh? I'm walking here, huh? That's my New Yorker accent. That would be hilarious. That would be so much fun. Just like a New York taxi driver. I'm driving here. But that would be fun. But check out my videos. I put new stuff on my YouTube and my Patreon. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you have a good day, night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. I'll see you all around. Peace.